Leah, the Bank of Canada has raised interest rates for the seventh time this year. Where does that leave the prime rate at right now?
So the prime rate has gone up. So what we're going to actually see in terms of prime rate is it's gone up from 5.95 at most of the major banks up to 6.45.
And when you're taking a look at that prime rate versus the variable rate, tell us about the differences.
So you're typically getting a discount off of prime. So whatever your bank's posted prime rate is, you're typically getting a discount off of that, and that's your variable rate. So your variable rate might be prime minus 0.6, in which case you would take the 6.45 that prime now sits at for most major banks minus 0.6%, and that's going to give you the effective interest rate that you're paying on your mortgage.
Tell us about variable rates across the country. What does that look like?
So across the country, you're going to see different things. So for some Canadians who are located in different provinces, you may have access to lower rates because different provinces actually have different rate specials depending on the lenders that do offer rates in those provinces. You'll also find that across the country, different people have different housing costs. So a house in Toronto may be more expensive than a home in the prairies, for example. And because of that, you likely have a smaller mortgage rate. So what we're actually seeing is that, nationally, we're going to see that there's an approximate $162 increase in your mortgage payments per month if you've got a variable rate mortgage. But there's some variance. So in Toronto, that number is actually closer to $253 per month in terms of an increase based on the average price of a home and the average mortgage. And then if you look at a place like Edmonton, for example, we're actually only seeing a $95 per month increase. So it really depends on where you live and what the interest rates are in your particular neighborhood.
We've been seeing housing prices declining. Do rising mortgage rates put pressure, even more pressure, I should say, on home prices?
Yeah, we certainly are, like the experts are expecting that rates are going to go down, that home values are going to go down another 3.3% based on this most recent hike. So it's a matter of determining whether this hike is prohibiting people from getting into the marketplace because people are apprehensive, not knowing what is yet to come. And there's also some speculation around the fact that people are not sure whether the market has hit the bottom or not yet. And if somebody's waiting to time the market effectively, those people may also be sitting on the fence. When there's a lot of people sitting on the fence, instead of making transactions in the marketplace, what you're actually going to find is that typically the market will go down. So housing prices might go down further if a lot of people are waiting to make a move.
How long do you expect this downturn to last? I've been seeing some reports suggesting not just into 2023, but into 2024. What's your take?
Well, a lot of TREB data indicates that the market was at its lowest in October. So let's wait and see if the TREB data indicates that prices are going to continue going down on houses. But in terms of the interest rates, well, right now we've seen a hike from the Bank of Canada. We were anticipating that there would be a hike today of 0.5%. This being said, if you had asked me a month and a half ago, I would have said that I don't forecast interest rates to continue going up over 2023. As of the last week, when we're seeing inflation numbers still very high and we're still seeing a lot of Canadians well employed and a recession clearly hasn't hit, at this point, the Bank of Canada may have no choice but to increase rates again in the new year in order to combat that rampant inflation.
And what are you seeing specifically in your business?
I am seeing it be a little bit slow. So in terms of purchases, we're seeing a lot less purchases. We are seeing a lot of refinancing. So this might be somebody who has a home equity line of credit. As variable rates rise, home equity lines of credit become more expensive because you're typically paying prime plus 0.25 or prime plus 0.5. So for many Canadians who took out a large home equity line of credit to finance a renovation during COVID, they might be feeling that pressure right now, and they might be looking to lock in that segment into a fixed rate or into a variable rate to alleviate some of that pressure of increasing costs. We're also seeing a lot of people who are doing some debt consolidation. Maybe they've taken on a little too much and they need to figure out a better strategy, maybe a longer amortization. we're also seeing a lot of people hitting trigger points. And for people who have a variable rate mortgage who are hitting a trigger point, if you now need to pay more and you were not anticipating paying more on your mortgage payments, it might be the right time to speak to a broker and discuss refinancing.
Are you having any conversations about defaults?
At this point, I'm very fortunate that none of my clients have been having conversations with me about defaults. This being said, I am very tuned into the marketplace, and we are seeing some defaults starting to hit the market. So we're starting to see some power of sales in the marketplace in the GTA, and we are also starting to see some people defaulting on some private mortgages as well.